Welcome to the video on Coalition Consultant Resource Requests for Preferred Family Healthcare Registered Coalitions. Today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what the form is and how to fill it out. You can always call your PRC and ask for your prevention specialist if you want more in-depth help. This is a view of the resource form before it's been filled out. This is the blank edition, so if you request it, this is what it will look like, and it has several different boxes that we would have to have filled out. This is a form that I've filled out with some sample information. Most of it's just made up, but it gives you a good idea of what we need. So the first thing we need is the date that you're filling out this form. We ask that all requests be done at a minimum of 30 days before the event. So in this case, the date of the event is over 30 days, about 3 months away on the 3rd or the 10th of March. The next part we like is to have a title for the event. So for this one, I've gone with ATOD, or Alcohol, Tobacco, Other Drug Presentation. Real simple. The next is the total amount requested for the consultant. So here we have $400. Under the Prevention Resource Center information, we've gone ahead and filled this in for you. There's no need to touch this. The only thing you have to do is under this drop down is to select your prevention specialist. If you don't know who your prevention specialist is, you can always contact Preferred Family Healthcare and ask. Next thing we want to know is your coalition information. The name, for example, here we have Awesome Kids Coalition. Then the address and all the other contact information we need. The contact person that's filling this out or has the information that we may need if we have extra questions. The next box here just tells us which kind of request you're making. If you've already told your prevention specialist you're doing a consultant request, you're going to receive this form with that box already checked. These next two boxes indicate whether or not you need the PRC's help in finding someone, or if you've already found someone and you just need our help with the funding. This is a list of the information that we need, and we're going to go over that here in just a minute. Right under that, at the bottom of the first page, you're going to see a checkbox that says, I understand these funds cannot be used in any way to lobby according to federal and state guidelines. We just want to make sure you're not hiring a lobbyist and using these funds inappropriately. So we'll need you to check that box. Moving down, we're going to talk about the consultant's name. For this example, we used Elizabeth Wright, and then the agency that that person works for. Or perhaps you would put your agency if you're going to receive the funds and then pay them directly. And then, of course, your federal ID number for your fiscal agent, address, and so on. The next boxes here are the sample budget that you're going to use. For a consultant request, the rules say that you cannot pay them more than $50 per hour or $400 per day with resource request money. For this sample one, we've gone with $300 for the consultant fee and then some travel time money of $100. We can do mileage, that is the current federal rate, which varies from time to time, lodging per day, and preparation and others, and just fill it out and calculate the total there at the bottom. Here we've put $400. The next part is some narratives for the different things that we need. For example, your budget narrative. What exactly are you going to use this money for? This menu, even though the box looks small, it continues to fill, so just put as much as you need to in there and we'll be able to scroll through and see everything. So for here we put the coalition is requesting $400 for to bring Elizabeth Wright to their town. She is speaking to the students on March 10th, and the reason she's coming is to educate them on the dangers of substance use. And then right here we specifically spell out that we're giving her $300 for her fee and then adding $100 for their travel time. Make sure that you do give that detail for each of those items. The next box we have is for your goals and objectives. The coalition, for example, here puts their mission statement is to reduce substance use using comprehensive long-term approach. One of their goals this year is to educate youth about the risks associated with substances. Drugs have been a problem in the community and nationwide, a trend that continues upward. Now here we've just put some words, but you can actually state some data if you have some data from Missouri Student Survey or some local data, and that's always helpful here. The coalition hopes to make a difference here by sponsoring the speaker They'll be able to reach a target audience of at-risk youth in the community. Some expected outcomes: by sponsoring a speaker, they hope that they can get these kids during an informative time and raise awareness of substance use and prevent a life-changing problem. So, in order to have a request, it must relate back to the Prevention Resource Center's strategic work plan. And this is a good part right here, to contact your PRC and ask them how this would relate back, or make sure that it does line up. In most cases, it's going to line up just fine. For here, we've put the goal of the PRC is to provide technical assistance to coalition planning events. It is also an ongoing effort of the PRC to provide education on ATOD in the communities we serve. Next, we have a description of what the consultant will be doing exactly. In this example, this speaker will be going to the middle and high school and speaking on how drugs affect the developing brain, and that they're going to use evidence-based materials in this presentation. What are you going to do to evaluate this approach? What are you going to do here? And this can be real simple. It can just say, we're going to do a post survey given to the participant asking how they were satisfied with the event and if they learned anything. It's very simple. And then the description of the PRC staff role. PRC staff will provide technical assistance in the application process, and for technical assistance and consult funding, as well as submitting the final budget. Very cut and dry right there. If you have any more questions about this form and need to speak with a prevention specialist, feel free to contact Preferred Family Health Care's Prevention Department at any time. Thanks for watching.